Yeah, in the last class we discussed about different steps in our DNA technology process, right? In that case, totally we discussed about the 10 steps, including with packing, right? So, coming to this class, we are discussing about the first step. The very first step is isolation of DNA from target cells, right? That is nothing but isolation of vector DNA, isolation of vectors or vector DNA from the target cells. See, in that case, maybe our target is one of the bacterial cell, maybe our target is one of the eukaryotic cell. In eukaryotic cell, maybe the fungi cell, maybe the fungi means maybe the yeast, right? Maybe the animal cell, maybe the plant cell. So our target is maybe prokaryotic or eukaryotic cells. So we are isolating DNA from right target cells. We are isolating the vectors from target cells. Here DNA is nothing but vectors, right? So bacteria, fungi, plant cells, animal cells, these are the target cells. First, suppose I want to isolate the vector from the bacteria cell, right? See, I selected here bacteria cells, or I collected here bacteria cells. That bacteria cells subjected to the one of the enzyme. See, the bacteria cells contains enzyme, name of the enzyme, the bacteria cells contains cell wall. The bacteria cells contains cell wall. If I want to isolate the DNA from the bacteria cell, I need to cleave the cell wall. So the bacteria cells contain cell wall. The cell wall is cleaved by lysozyme enzyme. The bacteria cells contains the cell wall is cleaved by the lysozyme enzyme. Right? So for bacteria cells, I use one of the lysozyme. For fungi, I will use the chitinase enzyme. Okay, because the fungi cells, the cell walls made up of with the chitin. Chitin is cleaved by the chitinase enzyme. For plant cells, cellulase enzyme. Right? So these are the enzymes we are using to cleave the cell walls of different cells. Sir, why don't we follow the mechanical method? See, this is one of the enzymatic method. Okay, why don't we follow the mechanical method? Mechanical method is nothing but there is a mechanical grinder is there, cells are there. If we continuously rub the cells, okay, the cell walls are damaged. Along with the cell walls, okay, the DNA also broken down. So to avoid that complication, to avoid breaking down of the genetic material, breaking down of the DNA, right? See, simply we are choosing here enzymatic method. In enzymatic method, only cell walls are destructed. The DNA will not be destructed because these enzymes are act on the cell walls. So, bacteria, okay, lysozyme, fungi, chitinase, plant cells, cellulase. Some students are maybe thinking, sir, you forget to write something here. No. Okay, I'm not forgetted here. Animal cells not having cell walls. Animal cells are not having cell walls. That's the reason why we need not to mention any enzyme here. There is no cell wall, there is no usage of enzyme, right? So that is about that animal cells, right? So which are involved in the cleavage of the cell wall. For suppose in a cell, this is the cell wall. If we cleave the cell wall, inside the cell wall, there is a plasma membrane is present. This is the plasma membrane. We already removed the cell wall. The next target is, okay, plasma membrane. Next target is the plasma membrane. So, in bacteria, plasma membrane is present. Fungi, plasma membrane is present. Plant cells, plasma membrane is present. Animal cell, plasma membrane is present. All cells contains the plasma membrane. So how the plasma membranes are destructed or how the plasma membranes are removed? By the usage of detergents. We are using a group of detergents, right? Maybe different types of detergents are there. In biotechnology process, mostly we are using the SDS. sodium dodecyl sulfate. Sodium dodecyl sulfate. This is one of the detergent agent we are using to cleave or to destruct the cell membrane or the plasma membrane. So this is one of the detergent agent act on the cell membrane or the plasma membrane, removes that. Right? So cell membrane destruction by the detergent agents. And next one, if we remove that cell membrane within the cell, there is an RNA content is also present. Within the cytoplasm, the RNA content is present. Nucleus also RNA content is present. So we have to use one of the RNase enzyme. So if we add RNase enzyme to the solution, the cell cytoplasm contains or nucleus contains, complete RNA destruction will be takes place. So we remove the RNA also. We remove the RNA also by the usage of RNase enzyme. Next step is, see, DNA may be not existing always in the chromatin state, means free state or decondensed state. Some cases, okay, the DNA involved in the condensation process. That is nothing but chromosome formation. That is nothing but DNA interact with the some of the histone proteins or some of the non-histone proteins. So if we want to collect the DNA, we need to remove the proteins also. So DNA intertwined, that is nothing but DNA binded histone proteins or non-histone proteins are destructed. Histone proteins or non-histone proteins are destructed by the usage of proteases. A group of proteases we are using to cleave the proteins which are binds to the DNA. Right? So that is about the destruction of DNA binded proteins. Next one, isolation of DNA by the density gradient centrifugation. We remove the cell wall, we remove the plasma membrane, we remove the RNA, we remove the proteins. Right? See, the remaining content is, for suppose this is one of the tissue. Within the tissue, right, we have the DNA. So that DNA again, okay, this is one of the sample. It contains the DNA. That this particular one is subjected to the density gradient centrifugation. By the density gradient centrifugation, we are isolating the DNA. The last step is isolation of DNA. Or separation of DNA. Or isolation of DNA. Right? So this is about the isolation of DNA from target cells. Right? So that is the very, very simple concept to understand, because all we know about it contains the cell wall. Or tears also produces that lysozyme enzyme. That enzyme also cleaves that bacterial cell wall. That is one of the defense system. Right? Fungi, we know about the chitinase. It cleaves the chitin. Right? Plant cells, cellulose. So different types of enzymes we are using to cleave the cell walls. Detergents to cleave the plasma membrane. Right? RNase enzyme destructs the RNA. Proteases destructs the proteins. Finally, we isolate or we separated the DNA. This DNA, we used as vector. Right? So that, yeah. Last topic we discussed about isolation of DNA from target cells. Right? See, by that method we are isolating the plasma DNA. Sir, in a tissue, our plasma DNA is present. How can we extract the plasma DNA? Extraction is nothing but how can we taken out plasma DNA from the supernatant? Supernatant is nothing but, see, this is the this is the one of the tissue, right? The tissue after the centrifugation process. Okay, here two kinds of components are formed. One of the pellet structure is formed. The pellet is nothing but debris. Debris indicates here whatever the cell wall parts or whatever the proteins, whatever the unwanted parts, all these are forms one of the clogged structure. This is nothing but the pellet. This part is called as pellet, right? See, whatever that liquid-like substance is there. Okay. See, this is the one of the supernatant part. This part is called as supernatant. Supernatant, right? So this is about the supernatant, and this is about the pellet. So, see, for the next step, after centrifugation process, for the next step, we are collecting the supernatant. So this is one of the supernatant. We are collected the supernatant, right? After that, we are adding NaCl solution. Next one is we are adding NaCl solution. Okay, here addition of NaCl solution, okay, very slowly occurs. See, for suppose this is one of the tissue. This is one of the tissue. Yeah, this is one of the tissue, right? We are adding the this is one of the tissue. It contains the supernatant. For suppose this contains the supernatant, right? See the black color part, right? Next one we are adding the NaCl solution. See, very slowly we are adding. For suppose we need to bend the test tube like this. After that, okay, by the walls we need to add the NaCl solution. By the walls we need to add the NaCl solution very slowly. So here two layers are formed. One of the layer is indicates here. This is one of the layer. This one is indicates supernatant, right? See, the upper one is the NaCl solution. NaCl solution, right? Coming to the next one. Okay, next we have to add one more reagent here. The reagent is pre-chilled ethanol. Pre-chilled ethanol solution. We have to add the pre-chilled ethanol solution. So this is one of the chilled ethanol. This is one of the chilled ethanol, not pre-chilled, chilled ethanol. That is nothing but ethanol if we kept in the refrigerator. Okay, it gets the cool, so that is nothing but chilled ethanol. That is nothing but the chilled ethanol, right? So here this is one of the chilled ethanol, right? So this is the ethanol solution. This is one of the ethanol solution. So this is about NaCl solution. This is the supernatant. We added the chilled ethanol, cool ethanol, right? So that is about the different layers. That is about the different layers. Most of the students have the doubt here, sir, why we are adding NaCl solution and the ethanol solution. See, for the separation process, we need to add the NaCl solution and the ethanol solution. Especially the ethanol is at cooled condition. We need to add the ethanol at the cooled condition, right? So this is the supernatant. This is the supernatant, right? Next one we are added. There is an NaCl solution. This is the NaCl solution, right? This is the NaCl solution, right? Next one we are added one of the chilled ethanol. We are added. Next one, that one is the chilled ethanol, right? So these three are added, right? After that, we need to dip one of the glass rod. We need to dip the one of the glass rod. So both these are added very slowly. Both these are added very slowly, okay, by the support of walls of the test tube, right? Next step, we need to dip, right? We need to dip one of the glass rod. This is one of the glass rod. If we dip glass rod very slowly, whatever that DNA content is there, whatever the DNA content is present, the DNA content is attached to the glass rod. The DNA content is attached to the glass rod. So what I am telling here, simple. After the addition of NaCl solution, after the addition of chilled ethanol, we need to dip one of the glass rod, right? So the DNA is activated and attached to the glass rod. The DNA activated attached to the glass rod. Again here, students have the doubt, sir, how the DNA attached to the glass rod? See, presence of NaCl, presence of chilled ethanol, whatever the DNA is present within the supernatant, the DNA is activated. So how the activation is takes place? Presence of chilled ethanol and presence of NaCl solution. See, whatever that DNA contain, phosphate molecules are present. The phosphate molecules are activated. Once the phosphate molecules are activated, if we dip the glass rod, that time the DNA attached to the glass rod. So we are separating the DNA content only. We are separating the DNA content only. Remaining all unwanted components are present here, but we are just taken out the DNA from the tissue. We are just taken out the DNA from the tissue. So this is a very simple method. We are adding two types of the reagents. One is that NaCl solution, other one is the chilled ethanol or cooled ethanol. So presence of these two reagents. See, the DNA is activated and activated DNA attached to the glass rod. Once the attachment takes place, slowly, okay, we remove the glass rod from the tissue. Then this is one of the glass rod. Right? So this is the tissue. Right? So this is the DNA content. Right? So the DNA is separated. From the tissue, and the DNA collected on the surface of the glass slide. This is the glass slide. Okay, we taken out DNA from the tissue, collected on the glass slide, right? See, after that, again the DNA added to the another tissue. See, this is the tissue. Right? So this is the DNA content. We are taken into the one of the tissue, right? The DNA content again collected to the another tissue, right? So this is one of the water content or liquid content. Okay. See, this is one of the water content. We are adding some of the restriction endonuclease enzymes. After the addition of restriction endonuclease enzymes. See, the DNA, whatever that DNA content is there, the DNA content is completely broken down into the fragments. The DNA forms the many number of fragments. So what I am telling here, whatever that DNA content is there, the DNA content broken down into the fragments by the restriction endonuclease enzymes. By the addition of restriction endonuclease enzymes, so the DNA produces the many number of fragments. Right? So this is about that isolation of DNA, right, and extraction of DNA. Maybe this is the vector DNA. We can cut the target sites only. For suppose, if I isolated the plasmid DNA, okay, it's cutted at particular sites. The DNA cutted at the particular sites. Very minimum number of fragments also produced. Here. For suppose, just imagine the same pattern for the next step. Next step means the second step. In the second step, isolation of desired DNA. In the same pattern, for suppose our target is here one of the insulin production. I need insulin desired gene. For that purpose, I selected human cells. So the same process. The process is same, right? So in the same pattern, okay, I did that density gradient centrifugation. There is an cell wall destruction. No cell wall in animal. Yeah, human cells, right? The step is removed out from this process, right? We already mentioned. The next step is that the cell membrane destruction by the detergent agents. Next step is that RNA degradation process. Next step is protein degradation process, right? Next step is isolation of DNA by the density gradient centrifugation, right? After that, okay, the next step is here the extraction of DNA, right? Finally, I collected that DNA. Again, that DNA, okay, subjected to the restriction endonuclease enzymes. So, human Yeah, this is about human DNA. Human DNA. In that case, we need to isolate the insulin-producing gene only. Insulin-producing gene only. So here, this is the total human genome content that is subjected to the restriction in the nucleases. Here, many number of fragments are produced. Here, many number of fragments are produced. Right? See, these are the many number of fragments. In that fragments, sir, how can we isolate insulin-producing gene? How can we isolate insulin producing gene? Because we can't see the DNA, we can't see the fragments. Okay, we can't see the DNA sequence. How can we isolate? How can we isolate the insulin producing gene? How can we isolate, or how can we identify insulin producing gene? The process is called as gel electrophoresis. Okay, the next step is called as gel electrophoresis. By the gel electrophoresis, we are isolating. By the gel electrophoresis, okay, we are isolating or we are identifying our desired genes. We are identifying our desired genes. So this is one of the DNA extraction by the spooling method. See, simply, okay, this glass rod is considered as that okay, spoon. Okay, just imagine this is like spoon. Then we can easily remember. Then we are taking out DNA. We are taking out DNA. For suppose we are eating food, right? So that time, okay, by the help of spoon we are eating. Here also, by the help of glass rod, we are separating the DNA. We are separating the DNA, right? So just imagine like that. Then we can easily remember that spooling method. Spooling method, right? So next one we will discuss about the gel electrophoresis process. In gel electrophoresis process, how the desired DNA fragments are identified, or how the insulin producing gene identified. Right? We'll discuss. Okay, that is about the next topic.